Swag Radio. Swagger all day, baby.
Yo, it's your boy Trainers on the Black Knight, aka Ashy Knuckles, is in the building. And I got the honor and the privilege and the pleasure to be here with family today, man. It's not even an interview, man. I'm busting it up with family, man. The legendary Naba and my man Slick, man. And before we talk about the movie, before we talk about the, talking to the babies and all of the, stuff we do for our community and stuff, I just want to go back in the beginning, man, and let them know about the men that, that y'all once was and where y'all at now, what y'all became, and, what y'all striving to be, Let me start off with Nah. Listen, Nah. Mm-hmm. One of the things I love about Nah is when we talk, I feel like I'm talking to like 5 preachers, you know what I'm saying? 2 lawyers, you know what I'm saying? And a couple wise men. I always talk to them, and then when I go home wanting to finish the conversation that we left off at, and that's a beautiful thing, man. So you're a knowledge seeker, and you've been that since probably when you was young. Where did that come from? Who planted that seed in you that you wanted to learn more and then give back and teach?
Well, when we all come from, and we have opportunities that some people have mothers, some people didn't, got fathers, grandmothers, elders, brothers in the street. And I had a grandma, who had 9 children as far as I know, and she just was a disciplinarian, and she tried to show me right from wrong,
right, as
a man, right, coming from a woman's perspective.
Right, exactly.
That's the key. Mm-hmm. Everybody can say, a man, it takes a man to raise a man and a woman. Well, not in everybody's case.
Not in everybody's case, right.
I always say that, not in everybody's case, because my grandmom raised my cousin Tyrone and Dennis when their mom died of cancer when they was 4 and 5 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I looked at that. I looked at her struggle and realized that that's the way I want to be. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And you had that image of the strong woman.
Right, absolutely.
But when did you know that she was different than most of the women that you were around?
Because I never seen a woman who had nothing, never asked for anything,
right,
but was literally still helping her own children when they were grown people with children.
Wow, right.
You know what I mean? My Uncle Lefty Jamal and them grandpa, right, she was giving him money. My aunt from up North Jersey, she was coming all down just from North Jersey just to get money from her mom, and her mom was on a Social Security check. Mm-hmm. And I used to see that, and that used to turn me off. And I'm like, so every time I would somehow make money with my construction company, I would give her money.
Right.
I mean, I made sure she went on a trip. I made sure her living arrangements was good and she was comfortable, if it was something small as an air conditioner.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it makes sense.
And I remember one conversation, man, you had, and you was telling me about her not being scared of nothing, like
right,
whether it was a stray dog in the street, somebody's crazy drunk dad who was terrorizing the kids or whatever that was. So what was that like for you to have somebody that strong around you, even though,
Okay, because she literally, I came in one day and guys that I grew up next to was 5 brothers. Tuffy, Flibby, Chase, all these guys, and they used to beat me up after we used to play sports, but we was friends. And I used to always ask her, why would they jump me?
Right.
And I thought we was friends. And I told her, it's I'm kind of like messed up about that, because I said, I'm trying to learn the difference of 1 minute you're my friend, the next minute y'all beat me up.
Right.
And I'm a little kid. We no more than 10 years old.
Yeah.
And she used to always tell me, you just got to think about it.
Wow.
And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's a woman though, and there's no men there.
Right.
So you got to start learning how to outthink a situation.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? Because you outnumbered. Mm-hmm. So I looked at that and she's like, never, ever, ever fear anything. Because she was really deep into God.
And she would always strong.
And her will to, it's like nothing, like she would go down in the basement. I would never make this up. And she would it would be a rat down there this big.
Right.
And she would literally go down there, set the trap, take the rat out, put it in a bucket, pick him up, and then tell me while I'm hiding behind the thing, go get the rat. I'm like, what are you, crazy?
And this ain't no regular rat. This is a North Camden.
North Camden.
What you got, river rats, the big ones.
And she would go down there, and then cobwebs all up on the stair.
Right.
And she's talking about, go get you a couple cans of tuna and make you something to eat if you're hungry. I ain't making you shit. I said, I'm not a baby.
So,
You understand?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The power and the force that she put into me made me understand strength and stability.
So you had no choice.
No other choice,
to
bro.
be nothing but strong.
I couldn't. I couldn't. I got a sister, and she's into her church, and she's doing what she's doing and all that, and she just want to be a good person. And I just felt like I had to protect her through every little thing.
Wow.
And my grandma, she like,
Right.
Like me and JR used to literally go across the street to the lot and play baseball with his brother and his sister. And then we'd come over there, and she'll be like, okay, going upstairs, take a bath, because there wasn't no showers back then.
No showers.
There wasn't no showers. Even up to the time before I came and they came and took me, I still used to sleep in the bed with her.
Wow.
I used to get up in the bed with her, and I go over there and I get in and sleep with her, bro.
Wow.
Because her dynamic energy.
That says a lot about you, because you still get that same love and energy to strangers. Like people we meet, when we first meet people, I'm telling y'all now, when we first meet people, this brother don't even got known for 10 minutes. He be giving them wisdom and game from the door. And I used to sit back and be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not that sharing. I'm more like, you got to show me that you're a good person before I lay into you. This brother don't even got to know you from a can of spray paint. He going to give you you know what I'm saying, what's called the pat. All the time, all the time. So that's a beautiful thing. So it's good that we know that where it came from and everything, and you carry that still to in your life today, and you pass it on. That's a beautiful thing.
The
man.
energy, bro, real quick, is because before she made the transition, my cousin Dennis, God bless his beautiful soul, Dennis brought her down, and she had her third stroke. You know what I mean? And me and Doc was just talking the other day at 7-Eleven. Wawa, his mom just had another stroke.
Right.
But I told him, you have to stay with her. You know what I mean? So my grandma comes to the visiting hall, and she can't talk, but she like this. And she's just smiling. And I'm just rubbing her feet, messing with her, making her laugh. And then she made the transition a couple days later.
Wow. See, like it's almost like she needed to see.
She needed to say, you good. I came and checked on you.
Wow.
From all the work and the conversation that we had, you remembered.
Wow.
Right? So now you get into this cage, they Bella the Beast is what they call it, and they put you in this place called MCU. And for the first 3 months, I had no TV, no radio, and that's all I have is books. You know what I mean? But I'm not, and you see guys on the unit crying to help me, get me out of here, I'm gonna hang myself. And I'm going to, I don't even know these guys. I'm like, calm down, bro. Hang in there. We're gonna be okay. Right. Because again, this is coming from her strength.
Right.
She pushes that strength into us, you know what I mean? So you must push that out
right.
and give that same strength to theirs. And the dude said to me the other day at the job, young kid just started, I was showing him how to pull in. And he said, man, why are you helping me so much?
Right, because people not used to that. That's not like a natural thing today.
And the younger brothers, real quick, right. I said, bro, when I was younger, my grandma gave it to me.
Exactly.
So my job now is to give it to you regardless. I always say to them, regardless, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not trying to be your boss, but I'm going to make sure you get a check. Because if you didn't want a check, you would have never got that toy card.
You wouldn't be here.
Right?
That was a process.
You know what I'm saying? You would have never went and got that toy card.
That was a whole process to do that. If you know,
right.
You came down for a reason.
So that all came, like you said, it came from the beginning.
So you definitely a product of good stock then. Grandma definitely
she was the greatest, bro.
Huge part in who you became as a man and everything. That's a beautiful thing, man. How, in your opinion, how much is that missing in today's side with a lot of our babies and a lot of our kids? They don't have that strong, foundation, whether it's a grandmama, grandpa, dad, or mom.
Okay, I say it like this, brother. Grandmoms today are trying to be twerking like the moms. The moms are trying to twerk like the daughters. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're not understanding the importance of what a child, when they have these Facebook, Instagram, whatever this kind of stuff, and there's, even if it's just a little baby, and the little baby on there doing the booty shake and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're only watching their surroundings.
They sponges.
Right, and they see
they sponges.
They showing right now on Instagram or YouTube how the girls' eyes are now getting affected from them lashes.
Yep.
You dig?
Yeah.
And my grandma said, natural, bro. This picture I got of her on my phone.
Yeah.
She was in that picture. She was 80 something.
Get out, right.
She ain't got a wrinkle on her face. On 80 something.
Right.
My mom now is 85. She ain't got a wrinkle on her face.
Yeah,
His mom is 80 and be throwing punches at us, right? 80 years old. Because their traits of love and strength back then, it seemed like it hit a fault, and they knew they needed to make it a fault because they didn't want the grandmoms to keep giving it to guys like us to make sure, because we didn't do anything that we did for a diamond ring or a diamond watch or a Mercedes Benz.
Right.
We were hungry.
It was hungry.
Do you know how to feel to be hungry? We all do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And I tell these young brothers, I said, bro, you here now. They like, you know, because you're hungry.
Yeah.
It's nothing for you in them streets, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Their job is to keep them penitentiaries locked down, keep them numbers
Big business.
up.
It's big business.
Parole and probation job is to keep you in. If you stop going back, they don't make no money.
Some small cities, some small towns, their whole survival is the prison that's there, right?
Yeah,
the whole economy.
Their whole economy is based off of that
That's
prison.
absolutely
system that's
facts.
there. Everybody work for the prison. You know what I'm saying?
Leesburg.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody in Leesburg is
yeah.
cousins. The medical side and the correctional side.
Right.
They all family members, right on 55.
They all related, right?
All related, and they all together. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So since the trap is set, and since it's so easy for us to keep falling for the trap for many reasons, like you said, we be hungry, and if my family was bullfighters, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna grow up to be a bullfighter too, and it's things of that nature that's in the way that pull us to that. And when we was in these streets, I was in the streets too. When you was in the streets, like how old was you when you first got in the streets?
Probably like 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, like probably like 12 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so kind of born into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Family members.
Like I said, it's almost like a born job. You know, my uncles did this, so I'm gonna do this. Everybody in my neighborhood, I'm hungry. They're eating. When is it my turn to work with y'all? Right? Yeah. So when people look at us like we monsters or people are monsters, no, sometimes it's survival of the damn fittest. You know, but then you don't always remain to be what you started to be. You transform or you evolve to something else. So before we talk about the evolvement, I want to talk about your transition and when you was down. Like, how was that when you first went in?
I'm saying, you know, I was 18 years old when I first went in. You know, I'm saying I already had got a lot from this brother right here. And just to take a little bit back.
Indeed, please.
Please. So my father was an alcoholic.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I never looked at him like he was strong.
Right.
Nah, yeah, he lived with me all our lives and we never had a conversation.
Wow.
And he lived with us. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, that's crazy within itself. So now, I was looking for like, you know, a father figure, big brother. You know what I'm saying?
We all do. That's
like,
natural.
so you know, you searching out there in the streets, like, and I had a brother, may he rest in peace, named Dean.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So me and him kind of came up together, like, you know, he was wild and I was more like the calm guy, but you know, we were just trying, like you said, like, we were trying to eat. I mean, get some food. I mean, we all was poor. Yeah. Like living in North Camden. And my mom was the only one that kind of was like the stronghold of the family.
Yeah,
like I got 2 other brothers.
Yeah.
But they wasn't really like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You know, I love them to death, but it's the truth.
Oh, no, yeah.
Like, so like me and Dean, we used to be out there like wild and like that. You know, we started like, you know, trapping and selling drugs. Now I used to hang with my oldest brother. Right. Like he used to play football with him like that. So we always knew about him when he was away. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, we were just out there wilding and shit. When now I came home, he snatched us up. Right. Like he snatched us up, and I'm saying, because we was out. Y'all was wilding. He said I now that I look back, he seen that we was wilding, but he seen the potential. Potential, indeed. Like, you know what I mean? He seen the potential that it was a lot of other guys that was out there in them streets that we looked at as weak. Right. And these was guys that was getting money. Right. You know what I'm saying? But they were soft. Right. So me and Dean seen that at an early age. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? We used to be like, man, we can't respect these dudes like that. Like, he always used to be like, they bleed just like we bleed. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? That was something that we were saying from like 12, 13 years old when they said that, oh, y'all can't trap over here, y'all can't trap over there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we was like kind of like renegades.
Indeed.
Like on 9th Street.
You didn't want to hear that. You didn't want.
No, we didn't want to hear it. Especially like me and him was like this, right? So he always used to talk about Like he always used to talk about when my cousin Najee come home, my cousin Najee, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I used to look up to my Uncle Corso.
Okay.
Like he was in the streets, like, you know what I mean, stuff like that. But so when Nah came home, he kind of snatched us up.
Good.
Like I said, he seen the potential. Like, look, man, y'all got to start saving y'all money. You know what I'm saying? Keep going to school.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And I listened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I was in college, all that, you know what I'm saying? I was going to school.
He definitely, knowing him, he definitely preached education and reading them books and stuff like that.
The reason why I was in school was because I wanted to impress him.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
I was living, you can't live too loud. I was going to school, but when I would leave school, I would go on 5th Street with my book bag and go out there and trap.
And be in
like, you
the
know what I'm saying?
street,
So, you know, you come to that crossroad where you gotta choose one.
But ain't it balanced though? Because you can fill your pocket, but if you don't fill your brain, then you just a crazy person with a lot of money.
I never was stupid. You know what I'm saying? So even from an early age, even though we did dumb, I thought that I was smarter than everybody that was around me.
Right.
So that's the form. I said, well, I'm smarter than these dudes, so we gonna find a better way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? To get this money or survive.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You know, which turned out somewhat to be true and not to be true.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So, like I said, like once I got to that cross, like, damn, do I want to be in school? I'm smart enough to go to school, keep going. I was in records and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I chose this way.
Well, at the same time, your house is falling apart. You got North Camden river rats like this, and the refrigerator's empty.
Well, we was poor, but my mom always made sure we ate.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we had old clothes, but they always was clean.
Indeed.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she always made sure that we had, even if it was like from the second
Goodwill,
hand. Goodwill.
Listen, man, I used to leave out the Goodwill with a shopping bag full of clothes, and I was happy as hell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Cause on the other hand, like
30-cent jeans.
Like I was saying, like my partner Dean, he come from where he didn't have socks in the winter. Like I was telling you now, like we used to be outside and he'd be shivering.
Wow.
Like he'd literally be shivering and we like, whoa, I'm going. My mom had a bin with mismatched socks.
Right.
I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And you know, that's how we came back.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So like I said, I learned a lot from Nah. You know what I'm saying? So cause he had me reading books at an early age. Like, you know what I mean? And I could say I was the most receptive to the stuff that out of everybody that was coming up under, you know what I'm saying, up under like that, you know what I'm saying? So by the time we got locked up and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, my mind was already mature, but immature at the same time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I already knew, like, you know, education, I was reading like that, you know what I mean, everything, but I still was thinking like on some, we got to protect our image and like you know what I mean? Or no, ain't nobody coming up against us.
Well, college life in there is different from the streets.
Right.
And a lot of people don't understand the two different worlds, right?
Right.
And one of the biggest differences is you can't go in there and be weak. You could be humble and real nice guy out here, but in there, you can't be weak. Fool.
Yeah, you fool.
So explain to them, you know, what that means, though. That don't know, people that don't know.
I'm saying, like I was telling the brother Meach earlier, I say, when you go to prison, right? Mm-hmm. But like I now always say, either you're born with it or you ain't born with it.
It's either you or it's not.
So ain't no faking when you go into prison, like you hard, because you're gonna be tested.
You're gonna get exposed.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna lift that skirt up and see what's
and
under there.
I don't care how big you is, how tall you is.
The bigger one is always
The
be
picture
soft.
don't mean
It be the softest one.
Right.
So
picture don't mean shit in
because when we went into the positions, I was like 130 something pounds.
Right.
Now I was like probably like 140 pounds.
Right.
So the images didn't match what the
reputation was.
You know what I'm saying? So
I told him that when I first met him, but we'll talk about that later.
Right. So because of that, you know what I'm saying, they said, oh, you know, you got to use your fist in here.
Indeed.
Not knowing that we come from that.
Right,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we used to literally, like say we had a problem, you go to the park, put the gloves on, fight, and leave it there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So, when you in them situations, man, like, it's literally like do or die. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, they say, when you get the first biggest guy and beat him up.
Yeah.
That's true.
You gotta do that.
Like, you know what I mean? You gotta show that you ain't
Well, because you said you was only 130 pounds, you had to prove yourself or fight all the time.
Right.
People gonna constantly try to test you.
Yeah.
And so you say on the average, how many times did that happen?
It happened a few times, but to be honest, I used to go crazy, right?
Right.
So it only took a few times.
Okay, cool.
You understand what I'm saying? So it only took a few times. Then they go, we gonna leave that alone.
Right.
Type. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know what I mean? After that, after you kind of establish yourself, like, the guys in jail that be doing that, they be weak. The ones that be praying, right? So they want to prey on the weak. So to be able to, you know, get what they can, steal your canteen and stuff like that or whatever.
Yeah.
So if they can't enjoy it, you gonna fight back. Y'all all going to the hole. Nobody going to enjoy shit. So they gonna leave you alone and pick on somebody that they know is weak so they can enjoy the fruits of their labor. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, you got to become a different person, man.
So what do you got? What do you have to say to people, the politicians, the rich people, suburban people that never been to prison, when they say jails are not strict enough or tough enough? What do you say to them?
That's bull. You know what I mean? Like,
they have no idea,
because is a different society in there, right? Not only are you up against other prisoners,
and it's a bunch of it's all segregated,
right? And it is at first it was by geographical location where you was from.
Where you was from.
But not only you up against the police.
The police.
So
the number one gang in there.
The COs is the biggest gang in there.
They're the number one gang in there. And they crooked as hell. They don't by the same rules.
Like they
as
knock
on
your
the
teeth
streets.
out. Yeah, they knock your teeth out.
Bloody murder, literally.
Yeah.
Right.
I done seen it. I done fought with the police, caught more charges while I was in prison and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I know, you know what I mean? So I know firsthand that they vicious.
But real quick. What I know is for the fact that you didn't go there and try to be no monster, no tough guy, nothing. But anything came your way, y'all guys handle it, and then y'all didn't conform to being in the gangs or anything. Y'all just really wanted to go there and do your time and live. So how was that like when people just keep trying to get you to conform to what they was into?
Well, it's crazy because dudes used to literally say, and sometimes you know, make sure I say it right. They would say, I think to Tino, you ain't Latin King, you ain't Nieta. He's like, no.
Like, that's automatic. Supposed to be.
But then how is everybody so scared of you, right? How is everybody so you by yourself basically?
Right.
And and then they would come later. This is the honest to God truth. They would come later to your room at night when everybody would be watching a movie or taking it down or get ready to lock in or whatever, you know, where they lock us in. And they'd come to your room and be like, yo, I don't want to be a blood no more.
Wow.
I don't want to be a Crip no more, right? I don't want to be this and that no more.
Right.
And I'm in the room, or you in your room reading.
Yeah.
And you're in your room reading, or like I said, getting ready to lock down, getting your little last shower or whatever. And then they'll say something like straight like that. This goes towards when you was talking about the politicians and this.
Yeah.
They'll go and they'll say, like I use a street hypothetically in Newark called Hawthorne Avenue. Mm-hmm. And they'll say, now I live on Hawthorne. And the whole block, like, real quick, I'm gonna switch it real fast. Deshaun Jackson, the football player for the Eagles.
Yeah.
He's considered under the Crip situation, the name Crip. His whole family is. His mom,
he was born into
his
it,
dad.
like you said, the bullfighter.
Right. James Brown from CBS Sports.
Right.
They was criticizing, especially Boomer Esiason. He's really critical of Brown.
I have no idea.
So James Brown went with him, the narrative, because they on the same panel getting these big checks.
Right.
But then Deshaun told James Brown, my dad want to talk to you. And him and his dad came, he got money, they met, they went out to dinner, and then they took him to California.
Right.
And they took him to the block with CBS newscast. Like, you're just right now, and you'll meet you, let's take us to North Camden.
Right.
And we do this speech. And then he said, see this block right here? All Crip. See that block over there? All blood.
That's crazy.
and we live right across the street from each other,
Right.
and these is family members.
Right.
So now think about the mentality
Yeah.
of a person that's dealing with that. Now you got to come in the penitentiary,
Right.
and it's no guns.
Right.
You're not with 30 of your homies, as they say, right?
right.
You're by yourself on a tier.
Right.
You're by yourself. So now it comes into your mentality. How do you survive the wickedness of being on a tier with 30 Bloods and you Crip or King or
That's
neutral?
crazy.
Right.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But the majority of the times, guys like us, and especially Taino when he was in Northern State by himself
Right.
for 5 years, you outthink this shit, and then you might see that one dude right there that's supposed to have stain and just got it just because he's somebody's friend.
Right.
You start talking to him and you like, I don't really want to be with him. I ain't got no other choice.
Right. That's
Because
crazy.
my whole neighborhood
My whole
is about
neighborhood, my
this
whole I was born into
situation.
this shit.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it turns into, when you was talking about earlier, from the physicality to the mentality.
Right.
Me and him was younger, and we used to sit at the house with all our guys, and instead of doing bull crap, we was reading about Malcolm. We was reading about, like Malcolm said, read the dictionary. We was reading about learning how to, on the street, before we went to the penitentiary. So when we got inside and we getting all these, we reading books, these kids is like, huh? You read, you studying, you're not running around, and then they know that they start going to school. You know why? Because they was watching us. They might not even say it because we're not a part of their circle, but they watch us and they'll tell you by yourself, man, I signed up for the class because you did, or I go to this study class, or I read this, or I'm learning this. You know what I'm saying? And I used to always tell them, I said, bro, we've been poor. This is the key. It's no such thing as using to say gang or this. We've been poor. So poor makes you into the title that you are.
Right.
Because if it's three of us on 9th Street, his brother, and Richie Henderson, we all poor. So now they say because it's a group of three, it's considered a gang.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So now, right? So they calling them the 9th Street Posse.
Right.
Or the right?
Yeah.
Hawthorne Avenue.
Yeah.
But no, I did this because me and my sister just shared a piece of Wonder Bread with sugar on it.
Right.
And I tell you,
Syrup sandwich or sugar sandwich, baby.
and when I tell these kids, when we talk to these youngins and I try to explain to them when we at the job, and I say, bro, we always come at them like, I'm not trying to tell you what to do or be your boss. I'm trying to tell you how hard it is, period.
And not to go there. So we're going to take a real quick Swag Magazine, Swag Radio commercial break, and we're going to come back and talk about how hard it is for the babies and try to teach them not to go there in that route. Prevention of it going to the belly of the beast. All right? Swag Radio.
Doing the Sons of Sins, you know, I played bump in there, you know, it was a great experience. Thanks to all the people that came out, you know, and I appreciate it, man. It was the honor to play in the movie, man.
Man, come check Sons of Sin out. It's definitely an amazing movie. Big bro did a good job, you know, a lot of action, comedy, you know what I'm saying? You killing me. Action, comedy, you know, all types of good acting, you know. Come check it out. It's definitely a positive movie.
Swag Radio. Swagger all day, baby.
What's up? It's your boy Jamal Woolard, aka Mr. Blu-ray Gravy. What's happening? And right now you're watching Swag Magazine, Swag Radio. You already know what it is. King.
What up, everybody? We right here at Camden, South Jersey. I'm sorry, South Jersey Creative Summit. I am Chris Cream on the gram, on everything. Check me out on Chase Street, Last Shot. I am D, baby. I'm out of school. Big shout to Swag Radio. Big up to us being here. If you ain't with them, you ain't know it. South Jersey Creative Summit. Big up.
Yeah, what up, y'all? You already know what it is. Your boy Apollo Ali here with Swag Mag, man. We out here at the WCMD Dare Academy, first annual South Jersey Creators Summit. These 30 just performed, shot kill. Shout out to everybody that performed, man. I know I forgot somebody, but you know, this is a beautiful event. All the creators is out. We out here networking, linking up, and making things happen, man. So shout out to y'all for being here. Swag Mag covering it. You already know what it is, man.
It was an epic night. Such a sin. We sold out 2 theaters. Everything came out good. You know what I mean? We doing our thing. You know what I mean? Thanks for supporting. I mean, Swag Magazine. Appreciate y'all. 100%.
The future of radio. This is how we do it, baby.
Yeah, man. One of the things that I see that became harder over the years for us to do as black people, black men really, is to have the attention of our younger people, man. Black, you know, the brown and black babies. The men don't really listen to us as much as they used to, and it's harder to keep them out of the belly of the beast. That prevention. So, how's your transition been doing that, talking to the younger people to not follow your footsteps or go through the things that you went through?
You say go through the things that I went through?
Yeah, like going to the bank bank.
Oh.
Staying out of there.
Oh, you talking about now coming home?
Yeah, when you talking to the babies.
Oh well, I started but while I was I was in a program called the Long-Term Offenders Group.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to something like an offspin of the Scare Straight program.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Basically, just like giving them my story. You know what I mean? Giving them my story, letting them know that, you know, although, you know what I'm saying, like the decisions you make when you're 18, like your brain is not fully developed.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of the things that you do, like, you know what I'm saying, it's like, you know, you do it as you immature.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? So kind of trying to like plant that seed, you know what I mean? Like, just like you said, like Nanny planted my mom, you know what I'm saying? They plant the seeds, and then hopefully by the time you get a certain age, you know, it'll grow.
Right.
So you don't have to go through the things that the guys that went
Before
through
you.
before you. Like,
Right.
A perfect example is my nephew.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, he's good. He's like a good soul.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? But when you living out here in
you
these
can
streets,
easily get pulled in different
right?
directions.
And they do pull you because the BS on the streets is more appealing than what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, get a job, get in the union, work, save your money. The same things that Nas used to teach me, I teach him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's like, you know, it's like they teeter-totter, you know what I mean, with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's hard. It's hard not to see one of your homies or somebody you grew up with that you consider like family go through something and you don't help them, or vice versa, and they help you. So when they help you, you automatically gonna feel, you know, like I gotta help them. In this situation, he would help me. If jokers jump me and kick my head in over me with his girl or something like that, these cats they're gonna ride with me. They're gonna roll out with me.
And the thing, right, just taking it a little bit back to when we was out there, you know, out there in the world and shit, like, you know what I mean? We never came from despite or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We never came from a bad place. Like, you know what I'm saying? We used to help people back then.
Indeed.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it never was like, go out here and do this or go out here and do that.
Right.
Like, if people did stuff, it was on their own. And, cause, you know.
Some
like
people not gonna never understand the law of the land, the law of the
well,
street.
I'm just giving it from us. Yeah. From me and his perspective. Like, you know, that came from him to me was save your money, buy property, go to school, read books. It was everything positive. So that element, it was number one from what
that was the fuel.
Yeah. So that element right there, like, you know what I'm saying, and it was buy property and do stuff so we can get out of the situations that we come from. So despite all the other coming from the immaturity, you know what I'm saying, that was instilled in me from him at an early age.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So them same principles, I try to teach them forward. Like, you know what I mean? To my nephew and to my son, like teaching them how to be like a good person, courteous, you know what I'm saying? Respectful.
Can I add on a little bit on what he was saying?
Yeah.
If he said it like he was saying, was like when we used to say, we call it go out and play, right? And just do things. People got to understand this about anything. We never put out applications like a job coming to Walmart to say, come and be with us.
Yeah.
It was only like me, him, my cousin Dean, my cousin Jason, a few of us, and whatever we expanded and did and tried to do whatever. But you look at it like when you bring in a lot of other people around, like the question that you were just asking them, and you're still trying to give them the disciplinarian of the beginning, it's like they show that side of, man, I just want to be down. So we used to always say, it's like going to the Dallas Cowboys. When you sign that contract to go to the Dallas Cowboys, you're a Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah.
So we're not playing no games.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're a Dallas Cowboy even when you home. Even when you home on Monday. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Yeah, but that's real facts right there. That's real facts. That's real. But yeah, again, it's just hard. We just really got to find the best way possibly to reach these babies, and y'all been doing that now with the things that y'all been doing since y'all been home, and with him mentoring and you with your art and everything. We're gonna talk about that later though. But real quick, I want to talk about what I was told was, one of your jobs while you was down was you was helping the very, very sick people.
Right.
And that take a special, strong individual, man. Tell us about that. What made you get into that?
To be honest with you, a good friend of ours that was, family. You know what I'm saying? He had got shot and paralyzed. His name is Bump.
Right.
So he was in a hospital ward.
Right.
So initially, I joined the program to go over there and take care of him. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but in order to get in the program, you had to be assigned a patient.
Right.
Like, so it was a palliative care program, hospice, / hospice. So basically, it was people that was dying of AIDS, cancer, all types of, like, you know what I mean, terminal diseases and stuff like that.
Right.
So I would sit with the patient, but I'll go take care of him.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he was paralyzed. Like, you know what I mean? He's paralyzed in jail.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So I made my way to him. I was like, yo, I'm going to find my way to you so I can help you. Like, you know what I mean? Because as a man, and especially in there, it's kind of funny to have somebody wiping your poop.
Yeah,
like, and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean?
Out here too.
Well, I'm just saying, in there, you want to save some type of humility. I mean, I'd rather have done it for him than, a male nurse or a nurse and stuff like that, because you could maintain a little bit of your dignity.
That's you being having humanity.
Right.
You can't have humanity. You're a monster to these suburban people, politicians. You're a monster. You can't have a thoughtful soul or nothing like that.
So humanity's gonna always shine. Like, now I always say, you either born with it or you born without it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't fake that type of stuff.
So
like, you know what I mean?
So in helping him, then you met other people.
Well, my first patient was a guy named Edward Beinhammer. You know what I'm saying? Some white guy, revolutionary, was in there for robbing banks and all that. You know what I'm saying? He had probably like 35, 40 years in.
Right.
And he was, when he first came in, he looked healthy. So you, like, in that program, you kind of see him deteriorate.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And you there to comfort.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You there to comfort, talk to him, you know what I mean? Play chess with him, cards, read the Bible to him, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's what we was there for. But because they treat them guys in there so bad, we took on the role of nurses too.
Wow.
Like, I used to wash them up, clean their feces up, you know what I'm saying? Everything. You know what I'm saying? Because they would literally leave them in their feces for weeks. So it would be dry like feces. You know what I mean? And
fuck you up, man. It's poison.
So as I got deeper into the program, I started realizing, like, it felt good doing something for somebody that couldn't do nothing back for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had met this dude in prison, right? We was in the VRU. He used to feed the mice.
Right.
He used to feed the mice like every night.
Right.
Throw bread and stuff. And I'm like, yo, man, what you doing? Like, you bringing them? So he like, yo, it's nothing better than doing something for something that can't do nothing for you back. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I feed these mice, and I'm doing it from the kindness of my heart, but they can't reciprocate.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? It's that stuck with me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So as I got into the program, and it just gave me a different outlook on life. Like, to not always want something back
in return.
Yeah, something back in return.
That taught you a great lesson.
Like on top of everything that I learned from now, like, I mean, you through my role, I pick up my own stuff. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that was like one of the important. Like, I don't live my life like that. Anybody that know me know that.
That's beautiful.
I come from a place of love. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I do something, it's from love. I don't want nothing back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want nothing back. You know what I mean? And that program kind of taught me that.
Well, that's what to me. that's evolving, you know, because we everybody think we one thing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You'll see me do one thing and that's who you think I am. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You see me get into a fight and beat somebody up or whatever and I'm just and snarling and breathing all heavy. You're going to have that vision of me in your mind all the time.
Right.
But if you tunnel vision or if you not, you know, intelligent enough to know that I made of layers. You made of layers. Nas made of layers. So you were able to go there, fight off all your enemies, at the same time take care of people who couldn't help themselves.
Right.
And then in your own time, you would sit back and give me your typewriter and write novels and books and stuff like that. How therapeutic was that for you, and where did you get that from?
I started out. It was a program called Healing Through Poetry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was a fake rapper back in the day. So, I mean, so
well, I seen you with the windmill on the breakdance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So when I went to the program, you know, she would give us assignments, right? About stuff to write about, and everybody in the class would have the same topic to write about.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, this easy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and we start like performing like spoken word poetry and stuff like that. And then she challenged us to write a play. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I had started writing The Sons of Sin as a play.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I started on a notebook with pen. I mean, you know, and you know, I met the brother T Black. Okay. And he wanted to do some things. He wanted to do interviews. So we was telling him like, nah, like we don't do interviews. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because we don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't. I said, but I got an idea for a book that I already started. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So he was coming to see me. We were building the visit. Yeah. I would write him, send him. He would send me back. He would come to see me all the time. Like so it just kind of it started from there. Like you know what I'm saying? And he sent me something that he already had. Right. I mean, and I'm like, oh man. It was crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like you know what I mean, he helped a lot during that time with me, like, you know what I mean?
Some people don't find that out on the bricks. They don't find their creative, you know what I'm saying, what's called motivation on the bricks. So you was able to find that in there, something that, you know, you gravitate to, something that motivates you, what we want to get up in the morning and pursue. Right. And so how many books were you able to write?
Well, me and him wrote, let me see, we wrote probably like 4 books together. Right. Then I started writing some of my own and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So probably like I say like I got like 10 or 13 like books or scripts in the cut. Okay. Like you know what I mean? So I was thinking about like how when Tupac was in prison, he wrote mad albums. Yeah. So when he came home, he would just could drop it. So I thought about that. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna write and try to write about like T Black. You know what I mean? We didn't want to stay stuck just in that hood genre. You know what I mean? So we started writing about a whole bunch of different type of topics. Like that, you know what I mean? So to show some type of versatility.
Yeah, man.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you said you got to show them that, I mean, I got layers, I got levels.
Right. So it ain't just from this angle, we can hit you, you know, write something from a female perspective. Right. Like, you know what I mean? You know,
So that was part of your sanctuary and you know, your woo sound. And now about you was reading a lot of books, and that was a part of yours and being able to pass them on. So how many books would you say you probably read since you was in there?
It's like when you, how can I put it? Okay, when you in MCU, it's called Maximum Custody Unit training. Right. And when they first put you in there, you only go to the yard for 1 hour every other day.
That's crazy.
So, right. You got to think about it like this now. I always tell this is what I tell the young brothers all the time today. I say, go in your bathroom. Right. Don't take your phone, shut the door, and see how long you can stay in there. Right. And they literally come back to work the next day and say, man, I made it 10 minutes. I made it 5 minutes. Right. You got guys, and I was in there for 3 months without a TV. Mm-hmm. I just had a radio. One of the brothers gave me a radio. But I'm saying all that to say now you got to understand they was putting dudes on a tier that killed.
Pardon me. He was reading on the streets.
Well, he always.
That's what. So I'm saying,
he took that to
but like
with him. Just increased.
Just to add something to that, we used to come get him to go out and like party and stuff like that, and he'd be sitting with his with the radio, listening to jazz, reading the book,
Right.
like with a whole bunch of books around him.
Yeah.
And we used to literally have to drag him.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Go back.
Nah, you got me in trouble that night, though.
A lot of nights.
Yeah, pretty nice. But I'm in.
But you're a savage. You're a monster. You don't read. You ain't intelligent. You don't want to learn nothing. I mean, this is what some people think of you.
And what, it's crazy what me and him was talking about when he just seen a documentary on Adolf Hitler, and then we are telling people like the symbol on what they call the swastika.
Right.
You know what I mean? Is
really an African
queen.
symbol.
It's from a Kebalan.
A Kebalan, yep.
And so when you read and you study and stuff like that, you learn these kind of things.
Right.
You know? So Pam was like, you got to get a TV. And I said, well, why do I have to get a TV? She's like, because you're going to go crazy. I said, no, I'm good. After the third month, I said, send me a TV. After what, Manny said this to me in there, never forget a Black Thought. He said, do you feel sometimes as much as we be reading, your head be ready to explode? I said, yeah, bro. I thought
That's a lot of information, bro, right?
And it's like you got so, you know what I mean? It feel like your brain is like, because you just can't stop. And then you go to the yard and you building, but now you don't even have a chance to get on the pull-up bar because you building about what you read because you're so excited.
Yeah, you're so excited. Right.
So saying all that, like you said, to say you keep, how I used to do it, like we did it at Mom's thing.
Right.
Remember that day I had all them books there?
Books there, yeah.
And I told everybody, take a book.
Take a book.
Right.
Don't take food. Take food, but make sure you take a book. Because Dennis had the Black Dictionary.
Wow.
Remember that?
Wow, yo.
And Rosa had the nerve to tell somebody, he gave that to me. Because I let her read it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm letting her read it. And she was like, why you want me to read? I said, I'm the first person that ever told you to read. I said, isn't that different?
Yeah.
See how much I love you?
Indeed.
So saying that, like you said, I tell brothers, you read a book, and what you get, you take pieces from the book.
Yeah.
You take pieces
and it helps build your character.
Right. And
who you are as a person.
From the Quran to the Torah to the Bible to the dictionary, you read them, you take things from them, and then you can adapt conversations.
Yes, sir.
Good conversations.
With anybody.
Not debates, not arguments, conversations with a brother who follows the Sunnah, with brothers who follows the Torah, with brothers who find Christianity, and you have good conversations with them.
Somebody asked me if you was able to, rub a genie lamp and woman genie come out and grant you 3 wishes. I told them one of my wishes was be able to speak, read, write, and learn every language. And they be like, why would you want to do that? I said, you know how powerful you would be to be able to communicate with everybody, to understand everything that you read and come across? You know how strong you would be? You would be a superhero.
Right.
And so that communication is a serious thing. Serious thing. So now, about starting with you first. In prison, what some people don't realize is you meet geniuses up in there. You meet some of the most talented people that you will ever meet in your whole life in the belly of the beast. So who's one of the first people to come to your mind? Or somebody that you met that's unforgettable, a person that we would call unforgettable?
I'll say it from that to this. I met millionaires in there. And I'm not talking about guys who dealt with the street money millionaires. I'm talking about thinkers who made millions.
Right.
And I said to them, one guy in Trenton, and he said, I still got millions. And they still was able to give you 40 to life. That's when I realized the importance of good and bad money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he broke that shit. I said, you couldn't pay a lawyer, And he was like, no. He was like, no. So I stayed, he used to be with Rico all the time. And I used to stay with this guy out of his brain. Like one of the brother, the doctor that was there yesterday at the movie that was helping me with my neck, you know what I mean? And me and him talk a lot, about doctor stuff and organs. And me and his brother used to talk, and then he would say, nah, trust me, it's some things that are coming out or that you haven't seen since you've been away that are gonna blow your mind when you get out. And I said, what are you talking about? The internet and all this kind of stuff we know with
the technology.
The technology with it. And where from where we was at, it was a beeper.
Right.
And payphones.
You went down when the beeper was popular.
Right.
That's all we had we had beepers, a payphone and a home phone. And what was so, again, respectfully so smart about us, we never used phones. We never got caught on the wire talking about, you know.
Anything, right.
So I'm saying that to say, when we come home a quarter century later and we see people laughing at me because remember I had the flip phone at the job.
It was like, bro, come on, stop.
And I was like,
man, stop.
What am I doing wrong?
Nah.
An 8-year-old girl said to me, Gina's little daughter said to me, Nabi, she called me Nabi, she said, Nabi, you don't know how to text? Where you was at? I said, I was in the Army, Alicia.
Right.
And she's like, well, I know how to text. And I was like, oh, okay. But I went back to think, like what Tino said, you take something and then you go back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I went back to him, thinking about his thinking process, and I said, this is what he was talking about. He was giving it to me, and then I didn't even realize what he was giving me. Like he said he got from the guy with the feeding the mice. You don't realize what you're getting when the drink is dropped.
Exactly.
You know, so that's why we now try our best. And like again, what the young brother said to me the other day, and I might have talked to him on Monday, but then Thursday, I think we was in the box and I was showing him how to make the turn and pull in. He came up to me and said, bro, thank you for teaching me everything that you've been teaching me. Right. You know what I mean? On the side, and I didn't teach him anything that day. So I said, oh, I'm talking about, talking about what I did for him Monday.
Right.
You did?
Yeah. So it just hit him.
It hit him right, like you said, and it hits you. So you take advantage of that science.
Right.
You know what I mean? You take advantage of and we'll always tell my grandchildren when they come see their grandma, before we go to the park, I try to make sure they drink some water and eat some kind of fruit. But I always tell them, if you watch Bill Nye the Science Guy with me, you know you trade. It's a trade-off. Right. You watch this with me, then we'll go outside. But then they say, Aubrey 10 now, and she said, Grandpa, so you telling me we should say this back then? You got the clouds, and then you got the sun, and the moisture from the clouds, is that what make it rain? I said, I'm not saying don't believe in God. I'm not saying don't believe in that. I said, but that is what's facts.
Right.
And she was like, you right. Because I asked my teacher, and my teacher was like, yeah, that's how it go.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I said, you always want to know these things because you're a girl, you're pretty, you know what I mean? And you're big for 10 years old. Yeah. So when somebody come to you, what do you say? She's like, I know a guy and come to you, or like I used to tell Jahari that, a guy come to you, but you already know what he's talking about.
You already know,
You know what I'm saying? So we can't say to you, oh, I'm teaching you something. He's like, yeah, my daddy told me, my daddy showed me, my daddy gave me. And I'm not saying don't love him or don't listen to him or don't learn from him. Yeah. But I want you to also have your own mind,
your own way of thinking. Your own intellect, your own superpower, your own shield, so he don't look at you as weak and he can just,
take advantage
on the floor. Yeah. So Slick, real quick, what are some of one of the most impactful people or people that just stick on your mind that you'll never forget from you being down?
Man, I can't even think of one person.
For real?
Nah.
None of the patients, none of the people that you just like was in your class with the poetry, the teachers.
Everybody had an angle, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody, like, I was just sitting here trying to think of some person.
Right.
And I couldn't think of one person besides my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, outside of him, because, we still was building in there, everybody had an angle. Mm-hmm. Everybody had an angle. And, you like you said, you take bits and pieces from this person. He might be a dope fiend, but he gonna say some good stuff.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He might have smoked crack on the street, but you can get. So you take them bits and pieces,
mechanical with his hands,
you add it. But to say that I met a solid person,
there's probably no such thing.
I ain't meet not one. I don't think I met not one person outside of being him. Building, like, you know what I'm saying, and corresponding back and forth. Like, but I can say that I took little jewels from every person that I met, and you take the best part
indeed
of whatever you read in the book, a conversation. You take the best part of it and make sure that it's true, then you add it to yourself.
Right.
That's kind of how I learned, like, you know what I mean? But I never. Not one particular guy, like person.
Well, I remember Nah telling me about. I don't want to mess it up. I think it was a brother. Nah was a gentleman who was a serial killer or something, or not serial killer. He was a hitman or something.
Oh, you're talking about
Iceman. Yeah. And so you was kind of friendly with Iceman.
Well, I mean,
he had a lot of respect for you from what I heard.
If saying it right, I saved his life.
You saved his life. So
he had a massive heart attack.
Right.
And on them Saturdays, they would show a sex movie in the morning.
Right.
And then they would show it late at night. But it was so everybody had a black, and Officer Johnson, you know what I mean, he would always say, I need you to do cleanup. So I said, Johnson, ain't nobody cleaning up right now. These dudes trying to look at a movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Something that you about to see when you go home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't
He's
get
like, well,
it,
you
yeah.
still got to go around and see who want to clean. So I told you, I had this one Caucasian guy from Alabama, I think. And he was a good kid. He had 350 years.
Wow.
And he walked up behind me and said, nah, can I help you clean? I said, bro, I told you can't do that in here. You can't walk up behind nobody.
Nah.
I got the mop ringer,
Yeah.
and you literally you had me though.
Yeah.
But somehow I'm gonna get away from this because I'm gonna throw this mop ringer at you. But he's like, I wanna help you clean. I don't wanna be in the cell. So me and him got real tight, so he started telling me a story, and he got into a race riot in Alabama,
Right.
and they killed 2 Indian brothers.
Wow.
You know what I mean? They killed 2 Indian brothers, and he testified against, he didn't want to be like we was talking about earlier about them making you join
Yeah.
for protection, but when you in certain kind of states, if you
got no choice.
brown, white, or black, you got to be with brown, white, or black, or you're a dead man.
You gotta
Period.
jump in that. They call it jumping in the car.
Right. You got to jump in
got
the
to.
car.
You got to.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Peer pressure at that
It
highest
ain't
level.
peer pressure.
You're going to die.
You got to jump in the car.
and you got to put work in.
Wow.
So-
you got to jump in the car.
So you can go to prison and not be a so-called criminal and go to prison and become one because you don't have no choice.
You have no other choice.
Yeah,
And they not trying to hear that.
Trying to hear it.
They sending you out to kill.
Right.
They sending you out to kill. And he killed one of them dudes. So he testified against his crew. But this is how vicious Alabama is.
Yeah.
They still gave him 350 years.
That's crazy.
But they had to get him out of there because it was a hit on him.
Right.
And all the prison systems in that area, so they brought him all the way to Jersey. Saying all that to say the same day the time I'm meeting him, we get real cool. Made him cut his hair. Everything was cool. I hear a bang, boom on the door. Boom. I look up. Now remember, Iceman was like 6'8", 300 pounds.
It's huge. Yeah, he's
big.
a big man.
And I look up, and he like, so I sent him up there to see what he wanted. He said, nah, he said his chest is hurting. So I go down to Johnson, I said, yo, he said, so Johnson's like, man, I'm not calling the code 33 for that. And I said, bro, he having chest pain. So I run up there. He said, and I met him through Rico. I mean, just met him, but didn't never talk to him till after this. And he falls out, 6'8". So I run back down and tell Johnson, bro, he died, bro. Johnson hits the bell. Boom! This is the funniest part of this. As soon as Johnson hit the bell and the code go, code 33, all the sheets come down off the gate so everybody watching the porno movie. Because they didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Like, oh, everybody naked. Right.
And then, it's date night.
So everybody date night. So I'm looking around, everybody like, yo, now what's going on? I said, man, put some drawers on, nigga. You got to do it like that. So I run upstairs. He falls out. They call the code. Medical comes. And we run upstairs and we got to carry him down these steps. And they take him. And Johnson like, go down. I said, Johnson. No, he said, I'm sorry. Johnson said, just take him to the elevator, come back in. Took him to the elevator, come. So about 3 months go by, they bring him back.
Right.
He got a scar
Yeah.
in his chest where they had to cut him open. So he says to them, this is when I knew how serious he was.
And you already knew who he was at this time?
Yeah, he used to sit with old Rico from downtown.
Okay.
He used to sit in the yard with Rico, all the old heads,
Right.
the Italians, the Latinos. These was old head gangsters though.
Yeah.
That didn't play no games.
Right.
And I used to be around them learning all the time.
Right.
Rico was, so he's like, I only want money to come get me.
Right.
And they literally called the tier talking about, yo, come down to medical. I said, for what, bro? Now, when they call you to medical, just don't go. Because if you didn't put a pass in, they come whoop your ass.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, I ain't put no medical slip in, bro.
Right.
They like, yo, the sergeant wants you down there. I said, bro, I'm not going down there. They had to send a seal off, like money. It ain't no come downstairs, bro. I said, all right, bro.
It ain't no.
I go down there the whole time in the elevator, I'm watching him. He like, bro, what you? I said, bro, I know how y'all get down in here.
Exactly.
Y'all be beating Dukers to death.
Yeah.
I get down there, he's in a wheelchair.
Right.
You know what I mean? He done lost all this weight. But then they had to cut him open.
Yeah.
So he like, what's up? I'm like, oh, what's up, Ice? He like, yo, bring me back to the tier. I'm like, you okay? So I'm pushing him, put him on the elevator, then we took him back up the steps.
Right.
Bro, the funniest part of the whole thing is he goes on a visit. So now they got him on a medical unit, but I'm working cleaning up. You know what I mean? That's another story for the situation with Lieutenant Locke. they gave me the cleanup job. I'm cleaning up his family right there. As I'm getting the trash, he pointing to me and saying, him right there. And I'm looking like, they called me over there.
Right.
And they like, thank you. These was like old Irish dudes. I guess it was his people or whatever.
Yeah.
And from there, we had a bond, bro. I used to sit at the little slot. He used to tell me stories. Like, he wouldn't say nothing graphic. But he would just tell me stories. And I said, bro, you was what they call a chameleon.
Yeah.
You had a whole family, working, wife, children in college, living in a neighborhood, a suburban neighborhood. And he said,
a whole hitman.
I said, bro, you like one of the best that ever really. He had a Dodge LeSabre.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like regular. He was regular, but he was.
So if he had a movie, we would definitely watch it. I thought they did something.
They did a movie on him.
Iceman.
Yeah, they did a movie.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was coming to visit, but dude, when I used to go to the yard before he was able to come back out because of the surgery, Rico I used to tell Rico, and I'm like, yo, bro, I said, this dude is the coolest in the world, shit like that. Yeah. And he said, nah, that's how he used to get close to people.
That's funny. That's funny.
They said a snake. They said a snake could sleep in the bed with you to size you up. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, wait a minute, he just made spaghetti last night.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was funny, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because some of his alleged, with his own record, some of his things was cyanide and stuff, right?
Yeah, they say.
So I'm like, he be getting these visits. He got these cops coming to his cell at night.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, hold on, wait a whole bowl of spaghetti with the clam sauce and everything. Walk out like, nah, that was good. I'm like, then when Rico said that, I'm like, oh, Lord. I'm in the
got him.
Got me, bro.
Yeah. So
he was a beautiful person, though, man. His heart was.
And so okay. Now you done read 100,000 books, met a whole bunch of characters, helped a bunch of young people, in their transition and coming in there and survive. And you didn't help people on their deathbed, be the last person probably they talked to and everything.
Yeah, that's strong.
And talk to their family and see that. A lot of people don't get to see somebody die.
That's right, bro. I told him that, bro. How long you did that for, though?
For like 7 years.
Wow. Do you see that?
Right.
That's strong, bro.
Strong as a motherfucker.
We sit there and watch people die.
So we would have to, it's like when the inmates was passing away, it's a death snarl. Right. Like you hear it.
Right.
Like, so you would have to, say it'd be 2 or 3 of us in the room, and then we'll watch, like, you know what I mean, the inmate, like the prisoner, and say he'll be like, then he'll stop. Then we're like, oh, like, you know what I mean? And then you would have to report it to the COs, like the time of death and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So you would literally have to, you know what I mean? Like, you see, you witness like a lot of, they start hallucinating at the end of the at the end, and they start, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oxygen ain't going all where it needs to go.
I done seen some crazy stuff.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If I was dealing like
they start talking
supernatural.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was telling the brother Meech, I think I was Meech. It was one guy, he older white dude. They brought me in when he was like about to die. So the lady would tell me to read the Bible to read the Bible to him. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I would read when I would read the scriptures to him, he would start hissing.
Get out of here.
I swear to God, like he would start hissing. Yeah. Right? So now mind you in the cell by yourself, and the door's open, but it's nobody. Everybody locked in.
Right.
So it's just you and the guy. He would start hissing. You know what I mean? So, but every time that I would stop reading, he'd stop.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? That's like, so crazy. It was like my hair was just like standing up, like, you know what I mean?
Yes. Wow.
Like it was like, so, she was like, keep reading to him. Don't worry about it. Keep reading to him. Wow. Like, it's probably like some type of supernatural force or something. I mean, like, yeah.
That's crazy. That's
just one quick story about it was I forgot the brother name. He came from Broadway.
Right.
He had, I think he had AIDS or something, right?
Okay.
So he was on his deathbed.
Right.
So he was able to talk a little bit before he took a downfall, right? So he would tell me like, yo, man, I'm trying to reach my peoples in Broadway.
Right.
Like, can you find them for me and let them know that I'm here,
Right.
right? So I used to go back to population and trying to look for the guy. Yo, anybody know such and such from Broadway? And nobody knew the guy that he was like he wanted to reach out to, right? So you know what I mean. Long story short, he wound up passing away.
Right.
You know what I mean? He wound up passing away. We wiped the bed, we cleaned the beds, you know, disinfected the room and everything. Boom, right? So they bring another guy in, right? And he start the same bed.
Asked him for
he
him.
asked him for the guy that
That's
just passed.
crazy,
He asked him for the
son.
guy that just passed away.
They was looking for each other and then died
Bro,
on the same bed.
on the same bed, right? So, it's me and this one of my mans that we was in a program, and I'm like, yo, he he asking for the brother that just passed away,
And he was asking for him.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was asking for him. So I was like, man, I said, should we tell him?
That's crazy.
You understand what I'm saying? So it was like, should we tell him and shit? Now we was like, yo, bro, like he was looking for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You named such and such, you was them wrong. Because he gave me like
he gave the
details
information so you could
about
find him. Right.
So he was like, yeah. I was like, bro, he passed away.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? He was like, what? So, you know, he went through like, you know what I mean? The most of it was his man. They had like 30 years together. Who know what type of relationship they had, but he wound up dying in the same bed
That's crazy,
that his man
bro.
died in. And that was crazy to me.
That's crazy to me.
Nobody really looked at it that way. I was like, that's
crazy
insane.
to
Like,
me, man.
He died in the same bed, bro. Like,
That's
you know what I mean?
why you understand how much respect, you know, I have for y'all and a lot of people have for y'all because of what y'all been through and y'all came out here. Y'all made it home. Y'all not crazy. Y'all not on drugs. Y'all not walking around here with your shirt tied in a knot and just spinning in circles and you know. So and the number of people, human beings, period, that are able to do that is smaller than most people think.
Right.
Most people come out of there messed up. You know what I'm saying? Just like people come out of the military after being in war, they come out messed up. They can't shake it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what do you dedicate that strength to? Is it the fact that you was able to, your upbringing from your mom and from Naba, grandma, and the books and the reading and the release?
It's a little bit of everything, man. Like it's a little bit of everything. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? And I'm just it got to be in you, man.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You know, we make a lot of bad choices in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you lay down and you lock down in them cells and you by yourself, you only facing your mind. You facing that conscious thought. And who you are, that's who you are.
That's who you are.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I had like a lot of experiences where I felt God's presence.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And like you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I don't really talk about that a lot because, you know, people be like, oh, you religious. But I felt God's presence and I heard God's voice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On many occasions telling me that as long as I kept doing what I was doing, I was going to be all right.
Because I remember you told me one time you was locked down before, how long it was? It was
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. I did couple 2 years here, you know what I mean, stuff like that.
Down, like
in Essie. You know what I mean? But it's funny because it was one time that I was only in there for 5 days.
Right.
And this is the time where I had everything going for me. Right. I was in the programs, I was going to this, I'm about to go to parole. So that was
rougher than the 2 years?
It was rougher because I was going to lose everything.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I was going to lose everything that I built in the prison, right?
Yeah.
So while I was in there, I was panicking because I was literally set up by a CO, and I went on some messed up stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was set up by the CO, and I really didn't do nothing.
Wow.
Like, you know what I mean? So I'm in there like, who word are they going to take, mines or the CO?
Exactly.
In no way in the world that I was going to be able to beat that, right? So you got a court line in there. Yeah. So it was one of the guys that I went to church with. He was my paralegal, like a lawyer.
Yeah.
So he had a relationship with the court line people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he got my charges dropped to time served. Right. It was a time served, but it was a lesser charge where I wouldn't lose like my status.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You know, so, because that mean a lot, the gang minimum status, full minimum status, like, you know, the days, like, that you get off of your back number.
Yeah.
That's what they call, like, good time.
Right.
I didn't want to lose that because I wanted to go home.
Hell yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? You know, it was times that I felt God's presence
Indeed.
in my life that was, though, I knew that when I got out, I had to, any resentment that I held towards anybody, any ill.
You wasn't the same person. You did how many years you did?
I did 24.
I'm not the same person 24 years ago than I am now.
But see, this the thing, right? Jail can make you or break you. So you could be
Come
worse.
out, be a monster when you come out.
You could be worse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you got to make that conscious decision
Right.
to know what direction that you want to go into.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Because you could come outside just like you said earlier. It's rare that people come home and do the right thing. So like me, myself, I made the conscious decision to, I had to let all that baggage I was carrying, had to let it go.
And how old were you when you got your license?
Oh, shit. I was 42.
And how old was you when you took your first plane ride and went on the trip?
Since I've been home?
Yeah.
Probably like 44.
Wow, because I remember when you went on vacation, it was like I used to dream about this vacation that I just took in my cell, and I finally got to take it.
Right. And
so now, real quick, tell these young people why they don't want to go to prison, because you don't have no rights on the street, but you really don't have no rights up in prison, right? So just explain that to them real quick, if you can, bro.
Yeah. It's going back to what y'all was just basically saying too. It's like people got to learn how to. What I seen in there all the time that we was in there, it's like nobody is thinking for themselves. What we tried to do with ourselves when we just us in general, I tried to always make everybody an individual. I never tried. It's like, you know how you see a guy. This used as a street thing, and you see a guy with a Mercedes Benz, but his construction workers is still riding bikes and catching a bus.
Yeah.
But they made sure he had that Mercedes Benz.
Yeah.
I always made sure that everybody had a Mercedes Benz in per se. So if I had a house, I wanted you to have a house. If I had a car, I wanted you to have a car. If I wanted your mom to live in the suburbs, and you see what I'm saying? So that way of looking at things, it shows the person that you are.
Right.
But what we've seen from the brothers in there, you got guys that we knew that, as they say, really wasn't like that, but become this top guy in these organizations inside there. And I'd be like, you what? You under this? And you under that? Or you doing this? And I'm like, wait a minute, you see, but they get these positions just to be able to tell these kids stuff that they really shouldn't even be telling them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's something that you ain't even ever did yourself or experienced.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I tell the guys, and that's when they go into the narrative as real quick as saying, nah, I really don't want to be about this thing, but I have no other choice because again, my whole block is. Yeah. Like remember at one time, Trenton, New Jersey was just known for smoking wet, and that bombing
for a long
and he was
time.
raping a lot of women. So they was the capital. All that charge was rape. Yeah. Not because these dudes are rapists, but when you smoke that stuff, it gets your brain up. You taking, your mind is fucked up, right? Yeah. But then this is how they do it. They flipped it. Now it's Blood Central.
Right.
You see, and they all run around with the dreads, in the gang stuff, and again, they gotta find patterns and ways in this country to keep this unbalanced. From the crack in '81, from the heroin in the '70s to the crack in '81, to the coke, to the gangs, to everything. They gotta keep finding ways to keep us, making us believe that we're living or we're up or we're winning, but all along they're winning because we keep going back and forth and back and forth and not build, like you just said, and not trying to build anything.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Not trying to come together, and that's why the situation that you and your brother have with your radio and what we did yesterday and from 6 months ago up until yesterday was so amazing to people because nobody have seen that. Nobody, you know what I mean? In the push, in the work that they being out there in the snow, in the cold at night, you know what I mean? And when the people was coming in and they was saying, damn, the young brother over in Building 7 Friday, Cruz's little nephew, he said, man, that just came out and it went viral. I mean, the smile, I never seen this little tough kid smile like that.
Right.
He was smiling and happy, you know what I'm saying?
He didn't talk.
Because he was seeing some good from people that he knew, like saying, it can be done. These guys work right here with me.
Right.
And they made a whole freaking movie.
Right. So for the people watching who don't know, we're talking about the movie Sons of Sin, aka SOS. This is what transpired yesterday. The premiere was a success. Yeah, sold out theaters, sold out after party. Matter of fact, people wanted more tickets, and we didn't have no more tickets. We sold out, ran out of capacity. I got the honor to be in the movie thanks to these brothers right here and with a lot of other people, and it was just crazy, man. So let's talk about the movie, man. Let's talk about everybody that was involved and what it meant to you. And it only took a year. Most movies take years and years to put together.
And like the brother Meech was saying, it's crazy. We started on July 13th, and we ended on July 13th.
Get out of here.
Exact to the day. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Like that, like, you know what I
just
mean?
made their hair stand up.
July 13th was the day that we started casting.
Right.
And July 13th was the day that we did the premiere.
Ain't that
like,
crazy?
You know what I mean? From one exact to the day.
That's
like,
crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Right that's hard work. That's a lot of work.
That's all blessings, bro.
That's all blessings.
And like I said, the movie just, came from me, what I said earlier, the play, to turn it to the book. And then you know what I'm saying, got with T Black and Meech, Cream, they and Jay Chin, they were the production, you know what I'm saying, and they put it together.
When I tell you these brothers are the real deal, they are the real deal. Their angles,
real. Let me tell you how much of a perfectionist Meech is.
Meech is a monster.
To the day that we was about to turn it into the movie, he made adjustments. I'm like, it's good like that, bro. He like,
nope.
Nah.
It could be better. It could be better.
Like, then he went back in 24 hours. Yo, like the hardest working guy that I know.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? To stay here with the patients and work 24 hours, like when everybody home sleeping, and he here in the studio by himself.
Wow.
Like literally by himself. Like that's why like anything that he ever asked me to do, like I'm running. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I already know like the dedication.
Because he's working. You'll feel lazy around somebody like that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you like the brother, like I mean, he doing this right now, and when he could be doing something else.
Right. Indeed.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
We appreciate you, me.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
soldier.
You feel me? This is just he wasn't even planning to do.
This last.
You know what I'm saying? So like without I think we played a big part, but without him.
Yeah, oh no,
none of this.
Man, you can't take one major
I'll be telling him, like, when I see him panic, I know it's no good.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he like my, what you call that?
Meter.
My meter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but when I see him go, I'm like, oh, he's cool. Meech is cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but anyway, that's just.
Yeah. But, bad man.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
We came from that. You know what I mean? It was a good turnout. We sold 2 theaters. I mean,
and could have sold 3 because people were standing outside.
Bro.
I got people still calling me like that. The premiere was yesterday, all right? Because you missed it.
Bro, people from Baltimore.
Yeah, man.
My friend Trenton, Lisa, my cousin Lisa from Baltimore.
Yep.
My cousin Shamika from Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. They was sending congratulations. They was like, they talking about this all the way down Baltimore. It's right on my phone right now.
That's beautiful, man.
It's right on my phone right now. Shamika is Baltimore. She's like, yo. Everybody is like going bananas, like, and they like, so is it? I said, no, it's dedication, dedication of somebody, what you see out of Meech, being real. Like when you meet a brother and it's with us, it's like people meet us, but it's like they want to meet us like we're not real.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, y'all legend.
Let me say, I get it, but I'm saying, with him, when he met us, we seen the realness in him, though.
Well, that's what's
I'm honest to God, bro.
Yeah.
And then that's just from the beginning, not from July 13th of last year. We had a dinner with him. Remember before that, and I'm looking him in his eye the whole time.
Yeah.
And he won't turn, like I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, that's somebody.
Yeah.
I could with him.
Right.
He being dedicated, it's like how we was
Right.
when we was working construction back in the day.
Indeed.
We were dedicated because we had ultimate goals.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? People just say, man, F that, I want to. Nah, Jordan, what Jordan used to say at them basketball practices, and they used to say about your man Kobe, or they would say about LeBron or Dan Marino, these guys were dedicated to their craft. That's why here it is, 30, 40 years later, you talking about them because they push you to go hard, and it shows last night.
Last night was epic.
If he didn't go as hard as he said he was really going, even behind closed, when we was home, Steve, he was here, last night wouldn't have been last night what it
wouldn't have been
was.
possible.
Keep it 100.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been possible.
Last night was one of the greatest nights. It was ridiculous, bro.
And,
Yes.
and to add, right, you got to say, like, you know what I mean, like you said, you go from one extreme to the other, right? So
Yeah.
now is, you look at it, is no, we gonna keep going.
Indeed.
Like, this is something that we're gonna keep going, and we, like say, when we meet people,
Yeah.
like, and you're not just my friend no more.
Right,
Like,
right,
you my
right.
brother.
Right,
Like, you know
right,
what I mean?
right.
And that's something like that. You know what I mean? I mean that we mean,
Yeah.
like, same with you, same with me,
Indeed.
and a lot of the other brothers that's, you know what I mean, the actors, Apollo, Cream, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the whole,
people are underestimated.
and this the thing, right? It's all positive, man, for the city of Camden, because we creating jobs.
Creating
You know what I'm saying? We
jobs,
creating jobs,
And-
opportunities
and-
for ourselves,
yeah.
and upcoming
careers.
And careers
Yeah.
possible. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, so it's all positive. I mean,
Look how
so
many millionaires Spike Lee or talented people Spike Lee birthed. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
People that couldn't get a job nowhere else, and even what's called brother, you know, the Medea. You know, they give people opportunities,
Right.
and then what they do with their opportunities is up to them. But you still put them on a platform to win. You
Right.
still give them that.
So that's the best part of all of this.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I mean, like, you know, you got a young brother that's being an actor. You know what I mean, he trying to learn, and now he inspired because he see the reaction.
Yeah.
This the same dude that could have been trying to be on the block.
Soldier.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, one of my text messages last night, bro. I mean, I got it this morning when I woke up. I ain't gonna lie to you, it almost brought a tear out of me. Wah, you know, sophisticated lady. The cheerleader coach, the motivationer, the fashion show diva promoter. She brought a 17-year-old with her last night. And he said the 17-year-old kid is very talented, but, you know, he got some problems. He grew up hard, he grown up
Right.
hard, and everything. She said, Train, I really want to bring him if you got an extra ticket or something. I said, please bring him. So when he got there last night, this man was like happy to meet me, like I was somebody. She
somebody.
must have, I'm just saying, you know, like, you know, and she introduced us, gave him a hug, we took a picture and everything, and then the text message she sent me that I read this morning almost brought a tear out of me. So we don't know how much we mean
Right.
to people,
Right.
you know, and what we do, even if it's something minute or big.
Right.
So
gotta be a little
we
bit.
have to
you
be
gotta really, yeah,
knowledgeable.
like you said,
Little bit.
you know what I mean? You only
Yeah.
need one little gesture that can impact. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? You know, you could change, that one gesture could change your whole
Yeah,
way
yeah.
of thinking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so.
And then that'll make you want to get on your bike and say, you know, I want to be that. I
Right,
want to,
right,
you know,
right.
I want to be worthy of that love, that praise, that honor,
Right.
that platform.
And like, sorry, I'm about to.
This cop said it real quick. That one cop that was really, really loving us, he said, bro, this is f***ing beautiful.
Right.
I don't know what he's ever seen or before. He said, so as me and Jay is walking out before you went to go get the car, all the cops were standing there talking about, come back, do it again. This was awesome.
To us.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? That's deep.
That was big, right? He was like,
Yeah, that's
cops,
deep.
guns on him.
Yeah.
Come back. This was beautiful.
Yeah.
And when me and Black was just sitting out there, you know what I mean? When people, I'm standing on this side, Black comes over to my side, you and Meech and everybody trying to greet, you know, and all this and that. And this is what took the whole thing with me. The whole thing with me last night was this. The majority, 90% of everybody that walked out to the theater was smiling.
Smiling.
Right.
I've never in my life in 60 years seen that coming out of a movie theater.
Right.
Everybody was smiling,
You
bro.
was outside of the theater. You should have when he was ending it and he doing the push-ups and everything. People got him. Everybody was clapping.
Yeah,
everything. They
yeah.
looking at each other. So I seen a couple people go like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
My
bro.
mom was
My
like,
nephew, one of my other nephews was crying
you know what I'm saying?
when they seen the
If
scene.
you-
Like,
And
yeah.
my tough daughter was smiling, bro.
She kissed me on my head, was hugging me.
That's when you know that you did something special. You let the Creator and the ancestors breathe through you, and you all came together like Voltron and put your heart into this and made something special.
One more last thing, right before we I would say like the funding came from working. Like I'm just saying, like literally,
it wasn't from the construction work. No. Back in the day,
I'm saying like literally,
you didn't go dig up a mason jar from somewhere, did you?
Saving from the shipyard money.
Yes.
Like so like every year put paycheck put them a little. Every paycheck put a little. Every paycheck put away. Like you know what I'm saying.
Beautiful.
So it mean more.
It definitely.
Like you know what I'm saying. It mean more. It mean more.
Easy.
Nah.
Yeah.
It mean work. It mean more. Like I mean, like so. You know. Go ahead.
I'm just saying this. Right on, real quick. That cop said that, and I was that cop that bought the T-shirt, real cool one. And I said, bro, I said that to him.
Yeah.
I said, bro, we did this from the muscle. We got up at 4 in the morning.
Right.
I caught
entertainment company.
I caught a bus in the snow from Lindenwald to when I wasn't coming with my brother, and we were staying at 7 at night. This joker hugged me after that.
The cop.
I said, bro, we didn't go to the bank and get a loan.
Right.
I said, we didn't get a loan from nobody else. He said, go to the bank and give me this. Go to the bank, give me that. And we was able to do it. Right. Not because we got a lot of money, because we knew that money that we've been pushing out for is going to come into something that's positive, and we had it to give. And that's the thing that we give to the youngins when we say, bro, just because respectfully your girl might live in Crestbury and only paying $18 a month, and you getting a $1,300 check when the season is up, I said put them whole checks away, because when it gets slow, and every last one of them, this is the narrative of what we're saying. When it get to May or June, or April or May, they're like, Uncle Nah, man, you got peanut butter and jelly?
Right.
But for the last 16 weeks, 20 weeks, you was getting $1,300 checks.
But they was buying $400 belts.
I know, and that's the point.
$500 jeans.
And when he's saying, I just had to cut in this because what he's saying, that's what makes you really feel good. Last night when we was walking and sweating, coming from the crib, coming to the Essie's place.
It was just,
it all came from, and it hit me so hard. That's when I had to go home. I started walking down. Why his wife pulled up on me. Get in the car. Where you going at? I couldn't take it no more because I was just so emotional bombed to see something like that, bro. You know what I mean?
It was beautiful.
I almost died 3 times.
Right.
You know, so him too. Like we've been through a lot of shit, bro.
Man.
We've been through a lot of shit, bro.
That's why it was a beautiful thing to see, man. You know, I salute.
You don't know
I salute y'all all the time, even if I don't do it with my hand. Just you don't know. I look at y'all. It's a salute.
But we all did it. You did it. You and your brother Raheem do it.
Yeah.
Everybody, Meeks do it. We all doing it, bro.
It was so many reasons why it came out so good. Of course, it started with the seed, you know, with you, and then it sprouted out into so many other people. Then their seed grew, and then their leaf grew. You know, and then having a talented brother like Nietzsche, with his ability to not make it look like something low budget or rinky dink, and then a director like Black who got the wisdom and the knowledge to make it look like.
You can't forget the actors that came.
I was hitting them next. You know what I'm saying?
Porter Rich, Hameen, Apollo.
Porter Rich's lip started quivering in one of the scenes. I mean, Apollo's lip started quivering in one of the scenes.
Yeah.
You know when he was talking,
he was emotional, bro.
Yeah. And then
Porter Rich was feeling it, bro.
You know, all of them, man. Nephew, he played the part.
Nephew doing good, like.
Because you know why, real fast? It's like our city is 10 miles, 100,000. We over here by Philly is this way. Atlantic City because of the casinos. We in the middle. That's why they call us Beirut. We in the middle, stuck, right? Mm-hmm. You can ride right by us and be like, oh, don't go up in there, because you only see the towers, the 2 north gates.
And they dark.
Right?
Yeah.
But they don't know that we didn't put people in the NBA, the NFL, boxing champions, track champions, literature champions.
Some of the biggest actors in the world.
And when you see, and this is the key, this is what touched me the most, when you have all this negativity coming into certain people through their lives only because they did what they had to do because they was hungry, and then they give the city back, something like that, and everybody come out here.
Beautiful thing, brother. Beautiful thing, man. Beautiful freaking thing. You know, little old Camden, 300, 300. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I loved it, man. The energy was love, man. It was
Right.
love. My mama said that was so beautiful. Oh. My daughters was looking at me. You know, my daughters don't get excited. I could be in pictures with Jesse Jackson. I could be with R. Kelly before the thing. And my kids would just be like, okay, Dad, yeah, I was with such and such last night. They'd be like, all right, Dad, what we gonna eat for lunch though?
Yeah.
You know? But last night they was all looking at me like, okay, Dad, you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that was a beautiful thing. Right, I just enjoyed being a part of it, man.
Right. And there's more to come, man. It's just the beginning, bro.
Who was the young lady again? She was the killer. She was cold.
That was
too.
Mia Barnes and
Yes.
the other lady was Olivia Lee.
Monsters.
They did it go and Taslim Patterson.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? They
Wonderful
killed it.
job.
Yeah,
Salute the ladies, man. Shout out to the ladies.
They killed it.
They played those
And Tano,
parts
say
well,
this,
man.
please say this. How about all the ladies that told you you was one of the first people, we was one of the first people that treated them the way that they treated them, though. And they've been doing this with other people.
Right,
but
right.
the way that you treated them, they was like, you know, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like, talk
listen,
about that,
well,
bro.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, basically, like, you know what I mean? You know, we made sure everybody ate.
That's what I was going to say.
We made sure that everybody ate on a daily basis.
I was on the set.
Well, I don't mean
food.
physically.
No, not just food. I was going to start with the food. But I was on the set. My experience was it was always coffee, donuts, or whatever you wanted to eat physically. And then I always seen you go off to the side and make sure it was your Cash App and was paying everybody. So now, you know, they felt good. Like, okay.
Right. Nah,
Like,
I made sure everybody got paid. Everybody that.
That was a beautiful.
Everybody that got paid every day. So, you know what I mean? I had a couple people like, oh, I like that you did it like that.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I'm saying? You want to get paid.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Period. You know what I'm saying?
And there's a new film. There's a new film. First time working with you, and that's a scary thing for somebody.
Right.
And you ease that fear from the door. Like, nah, we got work to do. We want to finish this project, and that's why you.
So
got
every day
done.
you go home, you got a couple. You know what I mean? Couple
Yeah.
dollars in your pocket. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you know what I mean? So try to like make everybody eat, man.
Yeah.
Everybody eat.
So
You know what I'm saying? It's just the beginning. Once we hit the streaming services, we still gonna eat.
That's what's up. So real quick, if you can, I know my memory's bad with names. I call everybody soldier for a reason, and love if you're a woman for a reason, because I can't remember names to save my life. You want to give out some more shout outs to the people, the actors, the crew, the this and that?
It's so many, man.
I know.
You know what I mean?
You might forget somebody.
It's so many, but everybody that came through, they showed out. Like even people that was their first time acting.
Right.
Like, I named like the main characters, but it was so many supporting extras and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's so many of them. I can't
That's
even name
what's
them all, but y'all know who y'all are. We appreciate y'all. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
And everybody did good. Everybody killed it.
It's going to be in the film festivals. It's going to be on Tubi. It's going to be on several.
You got the Brother magazine.
It's going to be what I want to do is we didn't even talk to this brother yet, but I know he would love this idea we just came up with. This is my man. This is my man Kevin Young. We call him Big K. Big K has a magazine called Urban Signature. It's a lifestyle women's magazine, but it deals with entertainment and all kinds of things like that. We would love to see the ladies of SOS, the ladies of Sons of Sin on the cover of this magazine. I'm so sure that's something Kev would love to do as well. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be in the makers. You're going to see this movie everywhere, I promise you. Because the people that watched it last night said they want to see it again. Like if you did it again next week, some of them same people going to come out and want to see it again.
Wow.
So shout out to Urban Signature magazine. And he was one of the promoters at the party along with Millions and my man Haas and everything. That after party was nice. The after party was killer.
It was packed. Yeah,
it was
sold out.
Packed. Good. Shout out to Mike Essie's. You know what I'm saying?
You got Supreme Cinema, Sleepy Eyed Film.
Yes sir.
South Jersey Casting. Starving Artist Productions.
I'm
probably forgetting somebody.
Yep.
Swag. Of course.
Swag magazine in the building. You know we always up in there. But Train and the brother that don't like to be mentioned, Big Raheem.
Big Raheem. They really killed it. Like they helped a lot behind the scenes. I appreciate y'all. It's all love, man. You know what I mean? And,
yes, sir, man. Respect, love for life.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this thing do what it do.
Peace.
SOS, baby.
Peace.
And shout out to the real quick. And shout out to the industry people and the celebrity people that came through, like Asia Sparks, like
Shelly
Shell from Urban Expressions.
Yes, I met her.
Vet Money and then so many people,
She
man.
said she's
Shout out
behind
to
the
all
scenes
y'all.
all that time. rising up.
And yeah, man, it was a beautiful evening, baby.
Yeah.
We love you over here at Swag Magazine,
Peace.
Swag Radio, SOS. You know, peace.
Peace.
You're listening to Swag Radio. Turn it up. The future of radio. This is how we do it, baby.